guys, welcome to Lisa Loves. Today I'm going to do a random Q&A tag, just the purpose of which just to discover a little bit more about each other. I'm going to tag a few friends below. I'll write the full links to their YouTube channels below, okay? Just to give you a list of all the people, the names of the people tagged in this one. You can find the channel names below in the description, but just for the names, Chris and Victoria from Two Vloggers More, Sarah from Pixie Dust. I'll just read the other names in case I confuse their channel names. Simon Rogers, Beatrix Harper, Daniel Lydon, Tara Devlin, Neil Davis, Jonathan Wright, JJ Thomas, and I think that's it. Yep. So if you want to do it, feel free. Be really interested to know your answers. And even if you're not tagged and you watch my vlogs, which is, I know a couple of people do, that don't really make videos of their own, but yeah, do them, it would be really interesting to watch. Let's just get kicked off. There's quite a few questions here. I may do some, I may do all, I may do it in sections, so it's like not so long videos to watch all at once. What is your full name? Well, Lisa Marie, and my birth name was McQuillan, my surname. I'm married now, so it's Davy, Lisa Marie Davy. Are you named after anyone? Kind of. My mum always knew she wanted to call me Lisa from when, I think a friend of hers had a child when she was 15. Well, the friend wasn't a child, she was an adult. And they called their daughter Lisa, and my mum always liked the name, always said, if I have a little girl, I'll call her Lisa. But I was born around a similar time to Lisa Marie Presley, so I got stuck with Lisa Marie, because my mum, Lisa Marie Presley. What does your name mean? I have no idea. I looked this up once and I think it means something to do with honour. I could Google it now, but I'm sure you're not particularly interested. Where are you from? I'm from a little place in the north of Ireland called Ballymena, which is quite near the coast, north coast. I lived in Derby for a couple of years, Nottingham for a couple of years, and Yorkshire for a few years, where I met Darren. Well, I didn't meet Darren in Yorkshire, I met him when I lived in Derby, and then we lived together in Nottingham, then we lived together in Yorkshire, where he's from, and a year after Isaac was born we moved back to Ireland to be nearer to my family. Where were you born? Ballymena. Which of your parents are you the closest to? Ooh, probably my mum. I wouldn't say I'm more close to one than the other. My dad's a typical dad. He's not one for conversations or talking, or unless he's had a couple of pints. I've probably got a good mix of my mum and dad's temperament. I'm quite soft, like my mum, quite emotional, I suppose, and like my dad, I could be quite sarcastic and impatient, and my sense of humour is very much like my dad's. But I wouldn't say closer to my mum purely because we talk more, because she's a woman and women talk more. Which of your parents are you more like? I think I answered that one already. Probably, it's hard. I would say growing up I was always more like my dad, but as I've had a child, as I've got older, I've become softer. I think when you have a kid it completely softens you to mush. I wasn't as bad before, but now I get affected a lot more than I ever did. So I'd say a good mix of both. Well, I don't know if it's a good mix, but a mix of both. What is your favourite drink? Chocolate milkshake or cherry Pepsi Max? I don't drink anymore. I stopped drinking about 3.5 years ago due to interacting with the medication I take, and I don't miss it, to be fair. The only reason I ever had an alcoholic drink is because I'm very shy. I find it very difficult in social situations to talk to people without feeling like an idiot. So I had a drink to sort of make me feel a little more at ease, but when I do things like that, I find out the next day that I had a half-hour conversation with someone about how bad my feet smell. So drinking's really not good for me. Stopped taking the medication now that I was on that counteracted those, so if I wanted to have a little drink now I could. My favourite drink was, I liked Goldschlager's really nice, and there's a one that I tried when we were in Prague called Becherovska, I think it's called, really warming, it's lovely. Where did I go? What's your favourite food? All of it. Pasta, cheese, Sweet and sour chicken. I love sweet and sour chicken. All the things you're not meant to eat, all the things that are bad for you. The only thing I really do not like is fish, but most other things I'll have a go. What's your favourite holiday destination? So far, of the places I've been, which are not very many, Prague. I've been a few times. Darren proposed to me in Prague. I've been with a group of friends to Prague, which was awesome. Me and Darren have been back to Prague, want to go back again when Isaac's a bit older. So yeah, Prague, awesome. If you ever go to Prague, go at Christmas, it's beautiful. What is your favourite childhood memory? That is really hard. I can tell you my earliest childhood memory. Apparently I was 2. I remember nothing before primary 1 of school, which is when you're about 4, apart from this one thing that may give you a good glimpse into my psyche. My mum bought me an animal bar. I don't know if you know the little chocolate bars with animals on. And I took myself off out of the room, halfway up the stairs, and sat down in the middle of the stairs, away from everyone else, to eat the chocolate bar, so no one else could get any. So that will give you an idea what sort of child I was. That was age 2. Terrified was I of losing some of my animal bar. I don't know if I'd say that's a favourite memory, but it's there. What is your favourite way to pass time? Movies, Netflix, good TV shows. I'm trying to start reading more. I've started to learn Japanese, which I really need to get back to. I've put that on the back burner since just before Christmas, but I need a good kick up the arse to start again. What is your favourite snack? Chocolate. What is your favourite sport? I don't like sports. When I was at school, people find this very hard to believe. I was very sporty. I did everything, loved everything. I was in the Northern Ireland athletics team that would have been able to go and represent my country at the Olympics. But my mum wouldn't let me go because it was the year before GCSEs, and she said it would interfere with my studies. I have yet to forgive her. So I used to be very sporty, used to be a very, very, very fast runner. Used to do the 100, 200 and 400 metres, and I was very fast, but since I've got older and decrepit and ill and fat, not so much. What's your biggest regret? Twofold, probably. One, not pushing to do the athletics, because it makes me think, would I have still been fit? Would I have been slim today had I stayed doing that? Maybe I wouldn't have got the illnesses that I did if I had a healthier lifestyle. The other big one is when I did my A-levels at school. There's only a couple of universities in Northern Ireland, one of which is Queen's, it's on par with Oxford and Cambridge. It's really hard to get into. And I didn't get good enough grades in my A-levels to go to that specific university. I could have got in Scotland and England. My friends went to Scotland. My mum, being very protective, me being an only child, said, unless you can get in Northern Ireland, I don't want you to go. And me being very young, very naive for my age, being quite the mummy's girl, as in, I do what I'm told, I'm just that sort of kid, I didn't go. And I've always, always regretted. It was just something when I was brought up. You didn't argue with your parents, you did what you were told, but I feel like it really held me back not going to university. Just took me down a whole other path of getting married really young, things like that, to someone I really shouldn't have married, and just really wish I'd gone to university. Are you a fan of any sports team? No. When I grew up, I was a massive Liverpool football club fan in the John Barnes, Peter Beardsley era. Absolutely crazy about Liverpool for about maybe 4 years, until I dated a guy that was an avid Man United supporter. And when I say avid, the guy wore the shirt, the shorts, the socks, the boots when he went out, and I just got such a sickener of football from watching 101 best goals, Mark Hughes best goals. It put me off for life. I still don't like it. My husband's a big football fan. He supports Bradford City, to his embarrassment. Not that he's embarrassed, but it's embarrassing. Are you a dog person or a cat person? Dog, 100%. I do like cats. I don't dislike cats. My parents' neighbours have some lovely cats. Kelly and Dave have some lovely cats. Really like cats. Prefer dogs. Are you scared of heights? Yes. At what age did you go on your first date? We didn't have dates when I was a teenager. You just hung around together. And dating when I was a teenager, very different to now. I think I had my first boyfriend when I was, I want to say 13, 14. But when I say boyfriend, I mean holding hands and having a kiss. I don't mean anything else. It was very innocent. We went to the cinema a lot. So that's what I'd say the date was. It was just a friend that you snugged, really, that's all. What is an ideal first date for you? Cinema, food. That's it. Both of my loves right up at the top of the list. Get to watch a good film, chat about it, have something nice to eat. What is at the top of your bucket list? So many things. Florida is a big one. That's mainly for Isaac and Darren though, but I'd love to swim with manatee. And I know you can do that in Florida, so I'm kind of looking into that at the minute. I'm a bit scared, you know, I'm not the best of swimmers, but yeah, that's right up there. What is something you're gifted at? I don't think I'm gifted at anything. I'm quite musical. I can play a lot of musical instruments. Maybe choose that. I learnt to play the flute at school, which obviously once you can play that, you can play the recorder, the tin whistle, you can have a good go at the clarinet. Taught myself to play the guitar, taught myself to play the keyboard so I can play the piano, so probably that. What is something you look for in a partner? Humour is probably top of the list, someone that can make me laugh. Another big one is loyalty. Someone that's not going to cheat on you, someone that's going to support you, someone that's kind. So yeah, someone with a good sense of humour that's kind and loyal is right at the top of my list. How many have I done? Where am I at? That's 24. Right, we'll do 30 and call it a day at that. That's probably enough if you're still with me. What is something you wish you were gifted at doing? Oh, that one's easy. Painting or drawing. I can't paint, I can't draw, I'm crap. Darren's very, very good drawer. I just watch people painting and I just wish I could do that. It looks an awesome thing to be able to do. What is one item you can't leave home without? My telephone. What is the best compliment you have ever received? I don't get those very often. Oh, I think one of my Facebook friends at one Christmas said, in a picture I look like a Christmas fairy. I quite like that. And when I was getting married, the lady in the bridal shop was probably trying to get me to buy a dress, to be fair. But she said I looked like Snow White, and I was well chuffed. That was really nice. She meant my colouring, like dark hair, pale skin sort of thing. So that's the nicest compliment I've ever received. What is the first book you remember reading? Oh, goodness. Probably, my dad used to read me books in bed as a child. One that I loved was Heidi, and another he used to read was, I think it was Grimm's Fairy Tales. Yeah, I think so. And quite clever reading a child, well, it's not working with Isaac, but always wanting to know what happens next, and my dad would only read me a certain amount of chapters and then he would finish, and I was like, no, I want to know what happens next. So obviously then I started reading myself. So yeah, it would have been Heidi or just Grimm's Fairy Tales. Or it could have been Hans Christian Andersen, can't remember. Only 2 more left. What is the first movie you remember seeing? I think I answered it. The Disney, The Jungle Book is probably the first I really, really remember. I would have seen things on telly before that, but I don't remember any of them. So I'll leave it at question 30 for tonight, which is, what is the last book you've read? Last book I read was called The Store by James Patterson. I think it's James Patterson, I'm sure it is, and Daniel Delelio. I'll put it on the screen what the other author's name is. It's okay, wasn't fantastic, wasn't terrible, just passed the time. I'm also almost finished, well, it's not for me, I'm reading Isaac, the novel of Coco at the moment, so tonight will be the last. I think I've only got 3 chapters left, so I'll be finishing that tonight for him. So, The Store and Coco. So I'm not going to waffle on anymore and bore you. That's 30 questions out of a 95 list of questions. Some of which I may do, some of which I may not. But I'm going to tag some people that I know on YouTube, and feel free to do as many, as few. Pick and choose, do it in blocks like I'm going to do, separate videos. It's just really nice to get to know just more about your friends, really. So I look forward to seeing everyone's answers, everyone that joins in. And over and out from Lisa Loves. Thanks for watching. Bye.